Hello dear students, let's start our class with a silent prayer. How are you all? I hope all of you are doing great. So, have you learned the chapter solids in standard 8? Okay, let's recall some of the concepts that you have learned in that class.
Now I am displaying a set of figures. As you can see, all of you go through these figures and write the name of these in your notebook. Carefully look at this and its properties and will ask you some questions based on this. Now let's discuss some questions. Are you ready? Okay. What is the shape of these figures? Yes, very good. All the shapes are cone. What is the general name of these figures? All of you know it because you have learned it in standard 8. What is that? Good. All these are solids. Okay. If you don't remember this name, write it in your notebook. These are solids. What is the speciality of solids? Good. They are three-dimensional geometrical shapes. Now, by analyzing these points and the figures, can you define a cone? Okay, you can first write in your notebook and then I will ask you. You can write in your words, okay? Okay. Now, can anyone of you read out the answer? Okay. A cone is a three-dimensional geometrical shape that tapers smoothly from a circular base to a point called apex. Here, as you all know, this is a three-dimensional geometrical shape. So, this point must be in your definition and having a circular base, and that must be in your definition. They join to a point called apex. As you can see, there is a pointed point part in a cone. So, and that particular point is called a apex, and the surface is curved. These 4 points must be there. Then your definition will be correct. Okay. Now, all of you take your notebook, write the heading cone, and write the definition correctly now, and with few examples, and draw the figure if possible. Do it. Okay. So you may have written the definition as a cone is a three-dimensional geometrical shape that tapers smoothly from a circular base to a point called apex. You may have written in your words, but all the points must be there. Okay. And the examples you have done are, read it loudly. Yes, birthday cap, ice cream cone. And did you draw on the cone? Yes, some of you may have drawn it. So put it in inside a box and understand it well. Now I am going to display another set of figures. All of you analyze it very carefully and recall the properties. Okay, so these are the figures. Look at each of these very carefully, understand its shape, properties, and then I will ask you some questions. Okay, the first question, what is the shape of these figures? Very good. All of you said it correctly. They are cylinders. What is the shape of base? Good. It's circular, isn't it? Then, can you define a cylinder? You can write in your words and then read out. Or you can frame by yourself. Try. Okay. Can anyone of you read your answer? A cylinder is a three-dimensional figure with circle at both ends and smoothly curving surface all around. Here, the first point must be three-dimensional figure. Good. Both ends must be circle and the surface must be curved. These 3 points must be included. Okay. Then, what is the volume of a cylinder? You have learned it in previous class and tell me very fastly. Okay, all of you write it in your notebook and I will ask you after that. Yes, volume of cylinder is base area into height. Okay. Now, can you write a short note on cylinder based on the points we have discussed and the things you know? Okay, write a short note. If possible, draw a figure also. First of all, you write the definition, isn't it? Yes, the cylinder is a three-dimensional figure with circle at both ends and smoothly curving surface all around. Very good. And the volume of cylinder is base area into height. And draw a cylinder. Put it inside a box because all the properties about cylinder is very important. Now you can see a cone, isn't it? I have a task for you. Can you fill this cone with sand or rice? You have to fill it completely. I hope you understood the question. This is the question. All of you read the question loudly. How can you measure the quantity or amount of sand inside the cone? How will you find? Think and tell me. Okay, I will give you some clue. What will you find here? The length of cone, the height of cone, the perimeter of cone, area or volume. What are you going to find to know the amount of sand inside the cone? Good. By finding the volume of a cone, we can find the quantity of sand, isn't it? And do you know the volume of the cone now? No. So let's see how we can find the volume of a cone. So at the beginning of this class, we have discussed about two solids. Do you remember which are they? Okay, if you don't remember, look at the notebook and read out the name of solids loudly. Good. They are cylinder and cone. And what is our task? We need to find the volume of this cone. So some of you may think that why I have given you a cylinder also. By looking at this picture, you can say some properties about the cone and cylinder I have given you. Can you spot that? Very good. They are on the same base and having same, same height, isn't it? So, now I am giving you a small task because you know all the properties of cylinder and cone, and the task is that can you fit this cone inside the cylinder properly? I know you don't have a cone and cylinder with you. So imagine and draw the figure after fitting this cone inside the cylinder in your notebook. I will ask you to show that. You can draw a rough sketch. Okay. First of all, you may have drawn a cylinder like this. Then, I just want to know how you fit this cone inside the cylinder. Yes, some of you answered me very correctly. Invert this cone and fit it inside. Very good. So your figure will look like this, isn't it? So those who made mistake, redraw it correctly. Then, what is this line indicates? Very good. This is the height of cylinder and cone. And what about this small line? Okay, I will give a clue. What is the base here? Circle. So what will be the small line indicates? Yes, radius of the circle. Very good. Now, I have one more question to ask. Do you know the volume of any of this cylinder or cone? Yes, you know the volume of cylinder, isn't it? Now let's see whether we can find the volume of cone using this volume of cylinder. Okay. Now I am going to give you a set of questions. You have to fill the answer by looking at the figure in right. Here are your questions. All of you write it in your notebook, read it, analyze the figure and write the answer. Okay, so now can you read out the answer? What is the height of cone? Good, h. Radius of cone? R. Height of cylinder? H. Radius of cylinder? R. Isn't it? Now, can you summarize all these answers in a sentence? What I am asking is, can you represent your findings in a sentence? The height, radius of this cone and cylinder in a sentence. Write it down and I will ask you. Okay, now can you read out your answer? Very good. The given cylinder and cone are of same base radius and height, isn't it? Height of cylinder and cone are same. Radius of cylinder and cone are same. Some of you may have written only radius. It's okay. That is also correct. If you write base radius, that will be more correct. Okay. Now, let's see how we can find the volume of the given cylinder. Okay, I hope all of you have drawn the figure in your notebook. If not, draw it and write the question as find the volume of the given cylinder. Okay, can you tell me what you are going to do first? Okay, write it down and tell me. Yes, we first write what we know, and we know the height of cylinder as h. Write along with this, okay? And radius of cylinder is r. Very good. Now what is the next step? Yes, volume of cylinder. You already know the volume. Please write it in your notebook and I will ask you. Correct. It's base area into height. I hope all of you written this formula. And now, here if we know the height and base area, we can easily find the volume of cylinder and then we are done. At the side of your notebook, can you write the height and base area? Okay, all of you know what is height. It's h. What about base area? Okay, before that, looking at this figure, can you tell me what is the base? Can you tell it more loudly? Correct. It's circle, isn't it? So what will be the base area? Yes, area of circle. And what is area of circle? Very good. It's pi r square. So write down this base area equal to pi r square. Don't forget this because you have learned it from very small classes. And you got the base area and height. Now complete the remaining step and tell me. Volume of cylinder is pi r square into h. Good. That is pi r square h. So what you have got? Volume of cylinder is pi r square h. And write it inside a box. So now I'm going to let you watch a video about all the things what we have discussed till now, and there is a small experiment. Carefully watch this and write down the important steps that you notice, and I will ask you some questions after watching this video. Okay.
Topic, let us consider a circle of radius r. We know that area of this circle is pi r square. Let's now create a cylinder of height h by stacking h such circles. Now let's derive the formula for volume of cylinder, which can be found by multiplying base area by height. Since the base area is nothing but the area of the circle, when we multiply by the height h, we get base area as pi r squared, and multiplying this by h we get pi r squared h. Now let's create a cone of the same radius r and height h of the cylinder. Let's now check whether there is any relation between the volume of this cylinder and volume of the cone, and whether we can derive the formula of volume of cone from this cylinder. Now let's see how many cones can fill this cylinder. Suppose I take 3 such cones and fill each one with unit cubes. Now let's fill the cylinder with the unit cubes in the cone one after the other. Now this is cone 1. This is the second cone. And the third cone. We see that 3 cones can completely fill the cylinder. Yes, we were right. Volume of one cylinder is equal to volume of 3 cones. Now we can divide the volume of the cylinder into 3 parts and write it each as volume of one cone. So from this we see that the volume of cone is equal to 1 by 3 pi r squared h. So finally we understood the relation between volume of a cone and volume of a cylinder.
So after watching this video, I think you got a clear understanding about the volume of cone. I will just recall it once again. First of all, what they have given you, a cylinder and a cone of same base and same height, isn't it? And then you need to fill the cylinder with small cubes. For that, you have to take 3 cones of the same kind and you filled the cylinder 3 times with this cone, isn't it? And we already find out the volume of cylinder as pi r square h. And the volume of this cone will be 1/3 of this volume of cylinder, isn't it? Because 3 times the volume of cone gives volume of cylinder. So the volume of each of this cone will be 1/3 of the volume of cylinder. So let's summarize that volume of cone is 1/3 pi r square h. Okay, in words, how can you describe this? Before that, what is this pi r square? Area of circle, and that is base area, isn't it? And this is height. So now can you generalize this in words? Exactly. The volume of a cone is equal to 1/3 of the product of base area and height. This is height, this is base area, and we have taken its product and then taken 1/3 of that. And this will give the volume of a cone. So all of you draw the figure and write the formula and the generalization in words in your notebook and put it inside a box. And read it once again and understand it well. So before going to a problem, let's recall the problem that I have given to you to find the amount of sand to fill a cone. So in order to find the answer of that, what you need to do? Yes, you need to make a cylinder of same height and, or you need to consider a cylinder of same base, radius and height, and then find its volume and take 1/3 of that. That will give you the amount of sand required to fill that cone, isn't it? Okay, now let's discuss a problem. Find the volume of a cone whose radius is 3 cm and height 8 cm. I think everything is clear from the question. You have to find the volume and radius is given, height is given. Okay. What will be your first step? Yes, given radius of cone as 3 cm. Height of cone as 8 cm. And we know volume of cone as 1/3 pi r square h. And what is this? 1 by 3 into pi into r can be replaced with, yes, 3. So 1 by 3 into pi into 3 square into 8, isn't it? So the next step will be 1 by 3 into pi into 3 square into 8. What is 3 square? 3 into 3. So in the next step, what can you write? 1 by 3 into pi into 3 into 3 into 8. And we can cancel this 3 and one of these 3. And what is remaining? Yes, pi, 3 and 8. 8 into 3 is 24. So we get 24 pi. And so the volume of cone, the given cone is 24 pi. And as this is a volume, what will be the unit? Correct. That is 24 pi centimeter cube. Okay. Now let's discuss one more problem. All of you write it in your notebook, read it twice or thrice and tell me what you need to find. Yes. Can any one of you read the question? Yes. Find the volume of a cone whose height is 12 centimeter and radius 7 centimeter. And can you do it by yourself? Try it. I will help you. What are you going to write first? Okay, the things you know. The height of cone is given as 12 centimeter. Good. Then radius of cone as 7 centimeter. Now write down the next step and I will ask you. Yes, we need to find the volume of the cone and that is correct, 1 by 3 pi r square h. So keep this formula in your mind so that you can do the problem very easily. Then we know r, we know h. So substitute all these and tell me the next step. Correct, 1 by 3 into pi into 7 square into 12. And after simplifying all these, what do you get? 1 by 3 into pi into 7 into 7 into 12. Then you can cancel this 3 and this 12. What do you get? 4. So the next step is 7 into 7 into 4 into pi and that is 196 pi. You can do the multiplication and check whether the answer is correct. So what is the final answer for this question? Volume of cone is 196 pi centimeter cube. Since this is a volume, you have to put the unit. And here the height and radius was in centimeter and then the volume will be centimeter cube. Okay. You have 2 homework questions. All of you must do this. Okay. And I am giving you an extra activity that try to make a cone and cylinder of same height and same radius. And do the experiment that you have seen in the video and check whether the volume of cone is 1 by 3rd of the volume of cylinder. Okay, I will ask you that in the next class.
So in this class, we have learned the volume of cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h. That is, the volume of a cone is 1 by 3rd of the volume of a cylinder. So, do the homework question, go through the problems once again and let's meet in the next class. Thank you.